What's up YouTube, this is MathWiz97 and welcome to episode number 8 of my career here in WWE 2K16. And today we're jumping right into the action, and we had a bit of my capture card was screwing with me a little bit this time around. So this first matchup, the audio's all out of sync, and you know, there was some skipping in the video. You're gonna see right here the video just skipped, and now boom, the match is over. So yes, in the end, I figured there was no point in showing the whole match if it was just gonna cut the ending out. So basically what happened, Zero picked up a victory over R-Truth on NXT. I do apologize for having to, you know, cut this up and barely showcase it, but you know, technical difficulties, it is how it is. There's not much I can really do about that. Especially, you know, with a Universe Mode video, I might be able to go back and like re-record it in Exhibition. But with my career, it's all in the mode, so there's no real way I can go back and re-record a single match. So I do apologize for that, but the rest of the video should be all good to go. But there's one thing I want to touch on real quick before we jump into the nitty-gritty for this one, and that is my thoughts on my career this time around. So you all know that last year, well, unless you're new to the channel, if you were around for my career last year, for 2K15, you would know that I was none too pleased with how the mode turned out, and you know, the fact that I dropped 50-something episodes into it, and I didn't exactly get the greatest conclusion out of that mode. So this time around, my patience, my tolerance for the mode is obviously going to be a lot thinner than it was last year, and right now I'm at a point where I'm not really sure how much time I want to put into my career. So the phone is going off again every time. But as I was saying, with my career, I don't really know how much time I want to put into this series, especially considering I have a GM mode series that's kind of just hanging in the air right now until I can get back to it. I have Universe Mode, which I really, one of the main reasons why I'm doubting career mode this year is because Universe Mode is going to be a lot more involved this year. You know, just in working on, I've done 2 matches for SummerSlam thus far, and I think you know, I'm doing each match separately. I'm like rendering them out as separate videos because, you know, some of the things I'm doing for these matches, it's definitely a lot more involved than it was last year. I'm trying to make like custom replays and everything. I'm doing whatever I can to make this look more like a production as opposed to just a video game. I'm trying to make it look as fluid and as professional as I possibly can. So in order to kind of keep up with the pacing on Universe Mode, I don't want to fall behind. Like, I am not very happy at all with where I've gotten, like how my pacing has been with Universe Mode to this point. It's about a month and I haven't even reached the first pay-per-view yet. But, wow, it's already been a month that this game has been out. Can you believe it? I can't believe it's already been a month since 2K16 came out. This is ridiculous. But as I was saying, with Universe Mode, the real reason why I haven't been able to get the steady uploads, why it's been more every other day, sometimes even longer than that, it's just because I haven't been able to record the commentaries. I've had plenty of time to, you know, record the gameplay and edit the footage. I just haven't been able to get the commentaries. So I have like a list of videos that are ready for me to dub over, but I just haven't had the free time where I'm able to, you know, commentate over the footage. So that's why the videos have been a bit delayed thus far in 2K16, but hopefully that'll be picking up shortly. Hopefully we'll be able to get that fixed. But with Universe Mode, again, you know, once I'm able to get those commentaries up, I'd like to keep the pacing of Universe Mode fairly quick. You know, that's one thing that Universe Mode has always kind of lacked on, is that, you know, I've only made it, I'm about 1.5 years now throughout the entirety of Universe Mode, and this is over the span of 3 games. So really the pacing for Universe Mode has always been a little slow, other than WWE 13, which was just a jumbled mess anyway. Even when I was getting a ton of videos up, it was just a mess. So with I'd like to put more emphasis on the Universe mode this year. I know Universe mode has always been my main focus. Career mode always sort of floats in the background. Not to say that I don't put effort and time into these videos, but Universe mode is obviously my priority. As you can tell by the upload rate, this is episode 8 as opposed to 10 or 11 Universe mode videos that I've put out, just because Universe mode is my focus. I'm going to try to put those videos out first before these career mode videos. But with SummerSlam coming about, there should be a little more my career just to kind of get me the extra time to put work into SummerSlam and to get that video as high quality as it can be before I put it up on YouTube. So my career should be picking up a little bit over the next week or so. But once SummerSlam drops, then I think I'm going to try to put emphasis back into Universe mode like I've been doing recently. So, career mode, how would I rate it this year thus far? Well, from what I've seen and what I've played, it seems like, once again, this has a bit of its, it has its own formula. It's just sort of a rinse-repeat sort of thing. You can go out, and I like that you can choose who you're going to face. Oh, by the way, this matchup! Look at this matchup! This is like a fantasy matchup in the making. I mean, Zero taking on Hideo Itami, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor in a fatal 4-way. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than this. And that's another thing that I really do like with NXT, is that you have such a diverse roster of superstars, of quality opponents that you can face. NXT, I'm definitely going to try to put more time into NXT while I'm here. Although, speaking of that, I'm not sure how far I want to go with this career mode series. I'm not sure if I really want to have a 50-episode series like I did last year, because that, for me, I wasn't expecting it to be that long. I thought maybe I could get out at 30 or 40, and that would be the conclusion. So this year, I'm not sure exactly how far I want to go. Maybe I'll just hang out in NXT for a good while, and then once I drop the NXT title, possibly call it quits there. That might be a little too soon. Maybe I'll try to go to the main roster, see if anything changes there. But it does seem like, while you can choose your opponents and you can pick your own rivalries, sort of decide your own future, at the same time, the rivalries are really stale. They really get repetitive. You're always facing your opponent before the pay-per-view when you're supposed to face off. Take a look at the match with Tyler Breeze. I faced him like 4 times before the pay-per-view. That doesn't happen. It's really repetitive. It's a little irritating. I guess I could, if I really wanted to, although I'd have to recreate Zero because I don't know when you can import your call out of career mode. But I can always, I guess, do the matches in exhibition and make it, like, if there's an interference, a brawl before the match, maybe try to, show an actual brawl that's not a match. But, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Universe mode is my priority. I'm not sure if I'm willing to put, I don't know, because then I feel like I'm just being lazy if I don't, I don't know. Career mode is, this is another sort of indecision I have with career mode. Like, I'm not sure if I should keep it to the confines of the mode just to kind of show the viewer what career mode is about, whether it's worth getting this game or not. Because personally, after playing through WWE 2K16, I really like the game. Like, the gameplay, they've made good improvements there, and career mode has definitely gotten better than 2K15. But I'd still say, if you're content with 2K14 on, the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, and you're not really sure whether or not you want to move up to a next-gen console to get a WWE game, if that's like your only reason for, going for next-gen, or even just getting a new game in general, I would still say wait for 2K17. Not to say that this is a bad game at all. No, it's really good. The roster is amazing. That's one thing that's a real high point about this game, is that the roster is spectacular, especially just looking at NXT right now. We have, look at these 3 superstars Zero's facing off with. This is truly one of the biggest matches, I believe, Zero will ever have in his career. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Hideo, and even, guys like Tyler Breeze, Kalisto, Baron Corbin. There's just a really good list of talent you can compete against strictly in NXT. But I'd still say, maybe if you're not sure whether or not you want to get the next step up, if you want to move up to the new console, I'd still say wait to get 2K17. I know, if you're really looking to get a WWE game, this is not a bad game. If you, really want to get the next game, I would definitely recommend 2K16. It's a good game, but I'd still say it hasn't gotten back to that 2K14 sort of quality where, it has all the modes, it has, all the bugs are sort of, well, not to say 2K14 had bugs in it too, but like, I don't know, 2K14 to me has kind of been what I've been basing all of these newer games off of, and I don't think yet that this game has surpassed 2K14. Like, we still have a couple modes yet we need to get back, like Story Designer, mainly, and Career Mode, it's still not 100%, it still has a little bit of work to be done. Universe Mode got a step up, so that's nice, but I'd still say you can wait a little bit. This game, I really enjoy it. It's definitely much better than 2K15. Wait, look at the, yeah, I stuttered that. Blur. Ah, that was a botch. But anyways, as you saw there, wow, I didn't realize I'd be talking for 11 minutes about that. Holy crap. But yes, Zero, he managed to sneak away from that Fatal 4-Way with the win. And now we're going to undergo a bit of an experiment here in 2K16 My Career Mode. We're going to check out the management properties. What all can you do as a manager? So here tonight, coming down to the ring, is Big Cass, Colin Cassady. And there's no Enzo Amore tonight, which could come back to haunt Colin Cassady. Because, not only is Big Cass going up against a huge opponent, but Zero's going to be coming down to ringside just to, be a thorn in Big Cass's side. And that's not going to be very good for Big Cass. He's going to have to find a way to deal with that. So if Zero's coming down to the ring here, well, what exactly? Who could possibly be facing Big Cass? Well, obviously, it's Baron Corbin. Zero's, I don't know, are they tag team partners? Are they allies? Can they trust each other? Not much has really been delved into that. We haven't really seen what extents of an alliance these two men have with each other. But Zero, he's looking to try to give us a little bit of an insight tonight. He's going to come out here, and he's going to aid Baron Corbin in his match tonight against Colin Cassady. Although Baron Corbin, he likes to call himself the Lone Wolf, so I guess we'll have to see, what Baron Corbin is going to think of Zero's help. I mean, a man who calls himself the Lone Wolf, I wouldn't think he'd be too open to teamwork, and that could very well be why these two men have not teamed up very much, if at all, since their debut. I mean, when Zero debuted on NXT, he was paired up with Baron Corbin, and that was it. That one match, and it was over. And we haven't seen any sort of alliance between Corbin and Zero since, but tonight we're looking to get a little bit more insight on why it is these two men were paired up in the first place. Can they truly coexist? I'm not sure if Baron Corbin really trusts Zero at this point. I mean, Baron Corbin, like I said, he's a lone wolf. He fights his own battles. So perhaps, a guy like Zero, who's new to the roster, coming up and trying to sort of perhaps ride his coattails, could be what Corbin is thinking, is that Zero just trying to capitalize on Corbin's popularity, and Zero is just looking to sort of leech off of that. But Zero, he's looking to prove that he can be a trustworthy ally to Baron Corbin here tonight. So as we can see, we got a couple of different options there. We can distract people. We can grab the referee if the situation would ever arise. And at points, you can even take control, so you can go out and just sort of have free reign of what you're going to do. Maybe grab a steel chair, whatever the case may be. As you can see over there in the bottom right-hand corner, you do have a meter there, so going to have to be careful about that. You don't want to get yourself ejected. As we're not going to showcase the entire match. We're just going to kind of go through some highlights of what all you can do as the manager. How is Zero going to affect this matchup? So we have Big Cass counter as Corbin blocks the suplex and now takes Big Cass down. And just look at the size of these two men, Big Cass and Baron Corbin. And then we have Zero here, who just pales in comparison to the two. And, I mean, really, just look at that. Both men almost 7 feet tall. Well, if you're Enzo Amore, you would say Colin Cassady is 7 foot tall. And you can't teach that. Although Baron Corbin seems to have learned that in some way. I'm not making any sense right now. But then again, does Enzo Amore make sense half the time? I don't know. But Enzo Amore, I gotta say, is probably one of the best superstars on the mic. I think he'd be a great manager. I'm not all that sold on his in-ring ability, but I'd have to say Enzo Amore, he'd make a fantastic mouthpiece. And that's what he does for Colin Cassady. He does a very good job at setting him up, and obviously Enzo Amore has the charisma to succeed, and he's got a very unique look about him. I really like Enzo and Big Cass. Wait a minute, End of Days! End of Days by Baron Corbin, and that could put Big Cass away as Corbin hooks the leg here. 1, 2, no! Big Cass gets the shoulder up. Big Cass kicking out of the End of Days. Baron Corbin cannot believe it. As Big Cass back to his feet, and a counter, shoulder block. And not only has Cassidy kicked out of the End of Days, but he's still fighting. He continues to go on the attack in this matchup. But Baron Corbin looking to shut that down. And of course, Corbin, he's got Zero in his back pocket right now. And Zero, he's been playing it fairly safe. You know, he's still in the green. Hasn't gotten too over-involved in this matchup to get himself ejected. As Colin Cassady tossed over the top rope. Look at this. Cassidy with a headbutt dropping Baron Corbin. And Zero perhaps looking to try to distract Cassidy here. Grabs his foot. And now look at this. These two men just shouting at each other. But this buys Baron Corbin valuable time to recover. Oh, wait a minute. Big Cass going to the outside. Oh, Zero may have bit off more than he can chew. You can see Zero backing off. And Cassidy goes back in the ring. He realizes that he doesn't have time. He can't afford to waste any time on Zero because he's got to focus on the Lone Wolf. He has to focus on Baron Corbin. You cannot afford to overlook Baron Corbin in that ring because you'll get laid out. And Cassidy, he's already felt the sting of the End of Days once. He certainly does not want to get hit by that again. But Zero again up on the apron here. Again distracting Colin Cassady. And now Corbin's back to his feet. Look at this. Oh my god, the strength, the pure power of Baron Corbin. Just grabbing Colin Cassady by the throat and tossing him over top. Just halfway across the ring. That is pure, unadulterated strength by Baron Corbin. And now he has busted Colin Cassady wide open. And now he's going to finish him off. End of Days for the second time. And surely that is going to be it. Cover here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Baron Corbin gets the win over Colin Cassady here tonight on WWE Superstars. With a little bit of an assistance from Zero. So Zero tonight perhaps proving to Baron Corbin that he can be of some use, that he is worthy of being Baron Corbin's ally, and perhaps even tag team partner. Perhaps we could see Corbin and Zero compete for the tag team titles one day. We'll have to see how things play out in the near future. But here tonight, Baron Corbin, thanks to some of Zero's help, he was able to sneak away with the win. And, I mean, he just absolutely laid Colin Cassady out with the End of Days. And Baron Corbin, you can see he's pretty happy, he's pretty confident about that win. And perhaps, you know, maybe he'll tolerate Zero a little bit more. Maybe we'll see more cohesion, more unity between these two men in the future. As you can see, Baron Corbin, that meter definitely going up, could perhaps be a valuable ally in the future.
Please welcome my guest tonight. Let's talk about what happened out there tonight. Some would say the WWE Universe is not behind you right now. What do you have to say about that?
I don't need the WWE Universe to be behind me. You know who I care about? Me. Because you know what? The WWE Universe isn't going to get me a title shot. Do you know who will get me one? Triple H and the Authority. So the WWE Universe can just buzz off.
Thanks for the time. back to you.
So some very bold words there being said by Zero. And, well, I mean, especially when you're pairing up with a guy like Baron Corbin, the fans are not going to be very pleased with you. So as we can see here, next episode, Zero's going to be going one-on-one with Kalisto. So I want to thank you all for watching, and we're going to take a quick look at the NXT title rankings as Kevin Owens, now the NXT champion, is Zero ranked in there at number 4, so we'll see if he can move up in the future. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and keep on YouTubing.